Hire, it is a distinct privilege for the Tri-Lake Center for the Arts to welcome Bill's, your late husband's work, to this center. It's absolutely fascinating.
It's a privilege to be here tonight. I thank you for that. This work is very emotional. It's called Abstract Expressionism, and there's a lot of emotion in here. There's movement in the work. There are images in the work, and all of this you can just spend time looking at, and it just speaks to you. And to come in and see them tonight is just wonderful. It's like wrapping them around me again, because I love every one of his pieces. They're biblically based, very spiritual. And what's interesting is he used a 1-inch brush, and he didn't layer these. He did it all at one time, and he would start and he would finish, and then this is what you got.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you, Margaret, for sharing this work with us. Anna, when I saw these images, I thought, wow, we have to have this seasoned photographer in our show. Why don't you share with people about your art?
My art is really conceptually based photography. For me, it's really important to build it on a story and on something that I feel inside of me, because I feel like stories can cut across races and everything, and that's what I build on. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for being a part of this exhibit. It's always wonderful to see you, and your work is marvelous. You're known throughout the Colorado Springs area. Perhaps you could share with our viewers a little bit about your work.
I work in encaustic, but I've had years of working in all other media, and when I found this, I just fell in love with it. I like the layering, the texture, the rich colors, and I need a heat gun to fuse it. Being a watercolorist in my first life, I layer and layer, and I think that's why I get such good jewel tones, which I love.
This particular piece is by Thomas Blackshear, a world-renowned artist. It's called The Vessel. And since this is a spiritual show, I have to say, when I was with Thomas last night, he said this is only one of a handful of paintings that he saw and visualized and felt like it came from heaven. And so he painted it, and it's spectacular. And so we're really privileged to have Thomas Blackshear's work here. It's fantastic to have Dr. Douglas Layton here, my old friend. Now, Douglas, would you like to share a little bit about the medium that you use and what it means to you?
Michael, there are about 75 pieces in the room, and all of them are different in style, but have something in common, and that is that the elements used are somewhere between 100 and 4,000 years old.
Oh my gosh.
I've traveled all over the world, 100 countries, and collected in different parts of the world, and I'm a history professor, and my love of history is reflected in my art.
Yes, it is. Douglas, tell us a little bit about this piece that you're holding.
Well, it's a part of a collection I do called Time Art. This particular piece is entitled Eternity. The reason is that you cannot see the bottom of it. It's built layer after layer after layer with pieces of different antique watches, each of them over 100 years old. 14 watches were used in the development of this piece of art. It took 4 months. It is scattered with 50 rubies throughout, and it's surrounded by rubies around it and framed.
Wow, spectacular. All your work is spectacular.
Thank you.
Everybody that comes in the Lucy Owens Gallery is just blown away. It's fantastic. Well, and thank you for being here, man.
It's great. Fantastic.
Appreciate it very much.
And it's great to be with you again.
It's good to see you, man.
Yes, thank you.
welcome to the Tri-Lake Center for the Arts. You're on our gallery committee. You're a fantastic artist. You're the president of the Palmer Lake Arts Guild. You're a prominent arts figure in the Tri-Lakes area. We really appreciate your working with us tonight. And perhaps you'd like to say a few words about your art.
Yes, I'll be glad to. It is springtime, it is Easter, and we're looking forward to a wonderful new year in art and creation and rebirth. And that's my inspiration for this painting, is to just be inspired by the beauty around us and by the rebirth of nature and the rebirth in our spiritual lives. I'm so thankful that I'm associated with Tri-Lake Center for the Arts. It's a marvelous center here. We have an opportunity to exhibit our show here.
And I painted it oil paintings on oak wood, and I stained it with rosemary stain. And it's triptych, so it opens. And this is the Tree of Life during the day, and this is Adam and Eve at night. I wanted to paint them so that they weren't specific to one era of time, but more that it would be any man or any woman. So that's sort of the way I wanted it to come across. And then this mimics the world.
I'll never forget the day you came into the Tri-Lake Center for the Arts and you said, hey, I think I've got something to be in this show. And I said, show it to me, and you showed it to me. We loved it. Here it is. Taylor, you want to say something about this particular piece?
Yeah, I was walking around downtown Denver and, taking pictures of people and, for an assignment for school, actually. And I happened to stumble across this, and it just really caught my attention with the location, the setting of it. It just turned out really great. I really like it. I thought it fit the show great.
It does. It fits the show perfectly.
Fit the theme great. So.
And hey, Jesus is just all right by me, more than just all right. He's the Prince of Peace. He's cool. Gunter, thank you so very, very much for being part of our team. We've got a wonderful team here at the Tri-Lake Center for the Arts, great staff members, great volunteers, but we couldn't do what we do without you as the gallery committee chairperson. What do you think about that?
It's a privilege. It is a privilege, very much so, and I couldn't do anything without him and his lovely wife, Debbie. They're the heart and soul of this place.